Alrighty, I'm back. All right, let's do this. Let's go find let me mute my desktop. Let me get my headphones on. That way whatever is being said doesn't go over twice. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is it was announced, and this is all I saw. So let me find it here real quick, so you guys can relive what I. So I type in Kerbal program. So I saw the following tweet. Right. So this is what I saw right here. I saw this tweet. I watched this, but this is only 1 minute and 11 seconds. So, but there's a full-blown trailer. Let me do this. You go over here. Pause that. And see if I can find YouTube trailer. So if I go down to all right, let's just type in Kerbal Space Program 2. All right, here is the Kerbal Space Program 2, Episode 6. All right. Oh, that sounds like it. All right. Full screen this, full screen this. Go back here. Oh, okay. I'll do that then. All right. And then I'll get my ugly mug off the screen here. And let's go ahead and watch this.
For us, failure is not only an option, it's like absolutely mandatory, right? It's the way that we learn and evolve. One of the things I'm excited about with Early Access is it kind of makes everything feel a little more Kerbal in the sense that we're gonna get some things wrong. We're gonna make some assumptions that are incorrect. We're gonna fail out loud. Like there's nothing more Kerbal than that, actually.
Now, I'll be honest, I didn't know what Kerbal Space Program was until someone gifted me a copy, and I think I started with 1.04. And the biggest thing that happened was when they went 32-bit or something like that.
I mean, this has been my entire life for years now. We originally announced that we were...
Wait a minute, was he in a...
Correct. We're gonna fail out loud. Like there's nothing more Kerbal than that, actually.
Is he in the LEM simulator? Looks like it. Maybe they went 64-bit versus 32-bit. How you doing, Pixel?
I mean, this has been my entire life for years now. We originally announced that we were going to release this game in 2020. And here we are coming up on 2023, and it's still not out. I feel like I've been sitting on a secret in a way. I cannot wait to experience this with other people, and I'm looking forward to letting the game speak for itself.
Oh, it's the VAB. No, it's gotta be something else.
Tendency.
All right, what's going on here? Whoa, that takes up a lot of real estate. So staging information, interesting. This looks like a replay feature, though. That doesn't look like it's the actual compass, does it? Or it could be. So that's it. Watched this yesterday. Got my, well, this is the first time I'm seeing it. So you get to see your vehicle resources, your crew is up here when normally this and this is up here. This is showing your retrograde, prograde. All right. SAS is locked. I'm hoping this is in some sort of developer mode because this takes up a lot of real estate.
toward perfectionism, this job is not for you. There is no one
Look at the hair. Oh, cool. That's nice.
person who can.
Ooh, look at this. Is this supposed to be? No, it can't be Mimus or Minmus. Whoa, that is really nice reflective texturing. Sorry. Guys, look at it. All right.
Encompass in their mind everything that this game is and everything that this game does. At the very beginning of this, I had it all written out.
I know who that was. Hang on.
This game is and everything that this game does. At the
Interstellar. Nirtis. That's Nirtis. Ooh, cool.
Very beginning of this, I had it all written out. I knew exactly what this game was going to be, and it's blossomed. It's become something.
So what do we got here? VAB. Single player, multiplayer. Looks like they're scoping stuff out high.
Bigger than any one person on the team.
Going into early access, we have the opportunity.
So they have a community manager. Hopefully we get to see a lot of her in Discord or her team communicating well. That would be nice. Or I know they don't use a Discord. They use their forums. Oh, man.
Opportunity to make this game amazing with our community, not just for our community. Each update.
All right, Rover, new wheels. Is that a cupola? Carriers? And it's floating.
It is kind of like a little present. As
It's
a
gonna
community,
land.
we get to unwrap this present
Have they fixed ground physics? Look at that. That thing's not.
together with all the new features
Oh,
and all the
all
new
right.
things
All
to
right.
explore.
I'm excited.
Program 1 was an early access game even before early access was a thing. But there was a moment when we were about to release on Steam, and we had
Is he from Squad originally? Yeah, he's from
an
Squad.
early access game even before
I think.
early access was a thing. But there was a moment when we were about to release on Steam, and we had to just hit the brakes full stop because we were wondering if people were going to be annoyed that we were giving them an incomplete game. I mean, there was no shame in it. We knew it was incomplete. We knew it was in development. And that's how early access as we know it came to be. Kerbal Space Program 1 would definitely be a very different game if it had not been an early access game. Feedback from the community was invaluable, and it helped shape the game as it is today.
All right, so we have a VAB of sorts to launch your. So this is a tutorial. Oh, cool. All right. All right. Looks like Brainiac from DC Comics. Oh, I hope this is resizable. Intercept Games, is this resizable? Because that takes up like 1/8 of the screen, guys. What is that 14 for?
We're thinking of early access in a kind of total way.
That thing's never going to take off.
First, completing the foundation, validating the foundation through community interaction, and then building successive new floors on top of that foundation. New celestial bodies, new star systems, colonies,
All right, we've seen this before.
interstellar travel, multiplayer, all of that stuff needs
Is that a Naga mouse? Ooh, look at all the buttons.
to be layered in on top of those core features that we want to get in front of people as soon as we can. I cannot overstate how
Oh, they should have strutted. You guys see the bounce on that?
core features that we want to get in front of people as soon as we can. I cannot overstate how important it is for me to just hear what people think about this thing we're creating. We've been working in a vacuum, it's a space joke, for quite a while. This is a rare opportunity to actually find out how we've been doing.
So, Kerbal, and it looks like Eve, the mod Eve. So now we have clouds and atmosphere. This thing is going to, before when you didn't have to worry about a GPU, it looks like you're going to have worry about a GPU. Let me go, hang on. No, not that. Hey, Saturn, what's up? Where's Steam? Let's go to the store. Have they changed the system requirements? Anything? Kerbal, base program 2. Dude. Okay. February 24th. They've got a roadmap. We're going to look at the roadmap. I'm just seeing if they have. So the minimum system requirement says coming soon. Won't run on a 1070. I'm sure it'll run on a 1070. I never played the GNSQ.
Early access means that you have the ability.
Wow. I didn't know his name was Chris. So this is Near T, I believe.
To have a dialogue with the development team and to shape the future of the game.
That's right. I'm
dialogue with the development team and to shape the future of the game.
just looking.
Much of what's in place on day one for KSP2 is that huge, massive technology beneath the surface that's there to support these new features that are coming down the road, like multiplayer, like Interstellar, like colonies. Here are the aspects of the new game that I think are going to be most obviously improved. You're going to be able to make vehicles that are...
That looks amazing. God, that looks so... It looks rendered. Please don't be rendered.
Very different from the
Whoa.
vehicles you can make in KSP1, and a lot more tunable in terms of their shape and performance.
Wow.
The way that we're showing...
Whoa. Look at the what was it called, that? The conical patches. I hope the crashes are better. Rebooting KSP1 ever. Yeah.
Spheres of influence, the way that we're showing encounters right out of the gate.
I'm trying to zoom in. Look at the dude's helmet.
Completely different animal from what it was in the original Kerbal Space Program.
Is that supposed to mean it's going to impact something? Ooh.
The iconography of the map view is so much easier.
Wait, what's he saying? Hang on.
Kerbal Space Program. The iconography of the map view is so much easier to parse, and it actually gives you more information than the old map view. I've been surprised by how much prettier everything looks. Specifically, the parts really result in some pretty impressive.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. Some of you guys that do airplanes and stuff like that are going to really, really dig.
Impressive creation.
Ooh, multiple, I wonder if this is real. So multiple runways? That's cool.
One way that I can tell the game's ready for early access is that we can't stop playing it. Like, we spend all day working on this thing, so you'd think we'd be tired of it. But instead, we've had to set up a new internal Slack channel to keep track of all the creations everybody's making in their free time. We have 4 launch.
I was just going to say, wait a minute, hang on a sec.
But instead, we've had to set up a new internal Slack channel to keep track of all the creations everybody's making in their free time. We have 4 launch pads at KSC so that when multiplayer comes online, people will be able to launch.
Yes! Oh, see, that's the approach. Nice. All right, this is, I have gone from to all right. Now, I do know that multiplayer's not coming out right out of the chute. And again, I haven't been skeptic. I haven't been saying it's vaporware, right? I have been saying that Stationeers has been vaporware, but I've been saying that no communication means one or two things: a big announcement, early access, or things have gone so horribly wrong that there's been absolutely no progress whatsoever, because we've been seeing them announce they're hiring, we need you, come help us and stuff like that. So this is cool. This is really cool. 4 separate launch pads. Nice.
Simultaneously from the same.
Now, does this mean, so here's a question about multiplayer. Now they're on Unity. It doesn't mean you can't have a dedicated server for Unity, because we know, we know you can, but does that mean someone's going to have to self-host Interesting.
Same base. We've got 2 runways.
All right,
and
cool.
both runways are very long, with nothing at the end of the runway to run into. There's a launch tower next to the rocket, and the launch tower's position adjusts based on the rocket's dimensions.
Oh, cool.
The new
All right.
flight HUD is extremely.
All right, so hopefully you can resize this. I mean, this is nice to see this stuff right here versus having to look up here. Man, that looks a little too cluttered. Yeah.
Cool. Still has, for example, a go button. You don't have to know the hotkey to launch a vehicle. For the navball cluster, we looked at a bunch of compact flight displays.
This is nice. Oh, this is okay. That's the clock. All right. So here's your throttle. What's up with my mouse? Here's your throttle and acceleration, deceleration. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, they moved it all from the center down to this. Hopefully, after some feedback, this can become modular, maybe, or because that just takes up a lot of space.
For commercial aircraft, they have what's called tapes. It's a little scale that just scrolls by, giving you a visceral sense of how quickly that number is changing. So if you're falling really quickly, you see the tape going, just whizzing by. It really changes the way everything feels. One of my favorite new things is color.
Oh, look at that. Procedural colors. What is that in the corner of the UI to obstruct? Yeah, I think it's a little bit too big for me, to be honest with you. Look at this. You can color. That's so cool. There used to be a mod called KSP Paint. You could do that to the
coloring parts. You can either color an entire vehicle, you can color individual parts, different colors.
Nice.
It's crazy how much fun we've been having with this feature. I feel like there's a zillion things like that.
Zillion. How many zeros?
We have had a couple of opportunities to put the current part set in the hands of creators who were prominent in the KSP1 community.
Kerbal,
not least of which
DJ.
is Chris Adderley, who is a part modder from the KSP1 community, who's now on our team. Those people can take what we've created and make things that are shockingly cool.
It's been weird to be known. During the interview process, I mentioned that I had modded KSP, and they asked me what my username was. And then when I mentioned it, they said, "Oh." And there was silence. At Intercept, we spent a lot of time looking at the KSP1 modding scene and trying to identify where we can make things easier and where we can make things more efficient than KSP1 modding. And that could be in the area of mod packaging, mod versioning, and other similar things like that. So we want to work with the community to build good standards that the entire KSP2 modding scene can stand upon. Modder's gonna mod.
You've never met him in person, correct?
Today is he lives in Vancouver, Canada, and today's going to be the first time I get to talk to him in person. Yeah, I feel like we're already friends, actually, but I don't know how tall he is.
All right, let's go.
Chris.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Finally see you in person.
Let's all look awkwardly at the camera.
Nerds. Nerds.
If you want to go to space, you've got to start somewhere. So you gotta design a space-worthy vessel, and for that you need the VAB. This is one of the features that we're actually iterating a lot on. It's gonna be available on early access. One of the cool things that I can show you that's not on KSP1 is we've got some procedural parts now. So all of these winglets, you had like a ton of winglets in KSP1. Now you just got a few of them, but you can fine-tune them and make them look and behave exactly the way you want them to.
So it's nice to see this stuff in the game versus a mod, because we all know that KSP1 is a fine game even in vanilla. So many people like Saber, EJ, Das Valdez, many people played this game without modding it and did some incredible things. Jamorian, okay, RG, they did it without mods. And to add a mod so you can procedurally adjust fairings and wings, you know, surface, what am I trying to say? Those things. that was really cool, but it was always a stress on the core game, right? So the more mods you added to it, the more stressful the game was. Now, if they make it part of the game, and of course there's going to be a lot of performance issues. Lift surfaces, thank you. Yeah, I hardly ever build planes in the game. And knowing that they had such a huge success in the modding community, having an API with a ability to lower the stress of the game engine, yeah, why not? Hang on, I gotta fix my camera. There we go. Well, yeah, but see, I'm not a rocket person, right? You talk to people like Saber, EJ, DOS, people that actually go to rocket launches. I'm sorry, David Mater. Those guys know rockets. I just play the game the best I can. I'm just, you know, I get excited about certain rocket launches, and I will watch them, you know, but I don't stay up and watch them. I go to bed.
The main difference that you're going to find when playing the early access version of KSP2 with respect to the first early access versions of KSP1 is you're going to see a more complete game. You're going to have the whole Carbolor system to work with.
Okay.
And even if you're a seasoned KSP1 player and you've gone everywhere, I would really invite you to go everywhere again. Because
all right, he's
we have a
inviting
new
us.
PQS system. PQS stands for Procedural Parts Sphere. It's the system that we use to create the planets. Planets are now a lot more interesting. They look amazing. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they have a few surprises here and there.
Easter eggs.
That you might want to check out.
God. So these rockets look like, these engines look like slow burning engines for Interstellar, right? So you have a low or a high delta V low thrust or weight ratio, right? Because you don't want to get there fast.
There's a feature I'm super excited about, which is acceleration under time zoom. If you have ever tried to make a trip to Joule or Lathe, or you know, maybe you've used the Xenon engine, you will find that you will initiate that burn, and you will go and mow the lawn and maybe do about a few other things. And
telling the truth.
Then maybe you're there. For KSP,
make a sandwich.
You cannot advance time warp while you're accelerating.
What? Time warp's gone.
You will find that you will initiate that burn, and you will go and mow the lawn and maybe do about a few other things. And then maybe you're there. For KSP, you cannot advance time warp while you're accelerating. For KSP2, particularly because of Interstellar waiting in the wings, this is one of those features that gets to pay dividends now in early access. So players who are looking to try those kind of like slow efficient flights, you won't have to mow the lawn like I did. You'll just be able to advance time warp and get to where you need in a perfectly reasonable amount of time.
Okay, all right.
I think I'm excited about how we are going to simplify some of player interactions with the game itself, like using new tools or using tools that we already have, but now they are more easy.
Fernandez Diaz, he's from Squad. I recognize him. Or I've just
It's less intimidating, so to speak.
Cool hair.
So we already have these hardcore players that they don't mind going and putting an Excel sheet to get the numbers right. But we also want to get to those new players that are doing this for the first time, and it's like, okay, we got you here. Like this.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Those aren't launch pads. That's a launch pad. I wonder what these are. Oh, that's cool.
Scary, but it's going to be less scary if you use this.
The feedback we don't get that often is when people like things. So if you like something, please let us know.
Please.
It feels very nice.
Yes. We don't get to see the comments like, yeah, this is amazing. Like that palm in your shoulder. It's really nice to get.
I understand that many fans are going to be anxious to have the full game available on release.
Nope.
But KSP2 is a really complex game. Colonies, multiple solar systems, further exploration, life support. It's important that we do this step by step, and we know that the community is liking what we are doing, that they are having fun. And
so that's twice that we've seen a rover, same wheels, and it's not bouncing all over the place. So someone else tell me a game developer with Unity that solved ground physics. Go ahead, tell me.
And we are doing it on the proper way.
Ooh, cool.
Moving to early access allows us to focus on really the core of the game. When you have a whole suite of features that you're also building upon.
Yeah, look how much real estate that takes up. Maybe you can toggle it off and on. All right, so far that's my number one. Hey, they're in OBS. They're recording.
You have the tendency to spread yourself rather thin. And when you spread yourself thin, you have the tendency to not bring everything up to a strong quality bar. So early access allows us to really focus on the most important part of the game, the part that cannot fail, the part that enables everything else, and bring it up to a high level of quality. Colonies in Interstellar are two features that exist beyond them.
Now, originally they said you will have to colonize to unlock advanced interstellar travel. I'm paraphrasing. So I wonder if they're staying true to that, because otherwise you just do the tech tree that we know from Kerbal 1. You unlock the parts and you go out flying. So, but then what if you make too many Kerbals? You have to worry about food? Intercept, people want to know.
The MUN. So we have to make sure that this core experience is strong in order to interact with these other systems.
Oh, nice.
If a system doesn't work well and we're building on it later in development, we want to know earlier rather than later so that we can deliver the best possible Kerbal experience.
All right. Huge nav ball. Okay? Nav ball too huge. I'm letting you know. Haven't even played it yet.
One of the groups I'm most excited to get feedback from is people who thought Kerbal was a game for them, tried it, and for whatever reason walked away.
All right.
We've put a lot of thought into KSP2 for how our tutorials, how our onboarding, how our first-time user experience can welcome people in.
You know, that's true. If you have a decent tutorial, that's going to keep people, because the very early tutorials that I tried, I was going, what? I thought I did it. And it was the tutorials were broke. Their tutorials got better, but again, it's more assumptions, you know, and a lot of reading. Ugh. Yeah, it's too big. This is cool. Too big. Cool. Too big. Yeah.
Who have an interest in space and simulation games and putting rockets together and exploring the universe. And so we're really interested in seeing whether or not we've accomplished that.
Rover. Oh,
just like
God, that is so cool. Wait a minute. Sorry.
Can welcome people in who have an interest in space and simulation.
Wow. Look at that. That's pretty.
Games and putting rockets together.
That's right.
And
okay.
Exploring the universe. And so we're really interested.
Wait a minute. Wait. Was that a reflection or look inside the capsule window? Hang on.
Putting rockets together and exploring the universe. And
so
we're
Kerbal
really interested in seeing whether or not we've accomplished that. Just like players experienced with KSP1, we will be releasing updates along the way, and we will be adding colonies, interstellar, new places to explore, new parts to use, new game modes to help drive that experience. Those things are already underway. One thing our players have been very clear about is that they want us to take our time
and
give them a
Blender
quality
or something like
experience with KSP2. So we're making sure that what they will be getting in early access is a strong foundation.
So I'm watching this like a Marvel movie. You're waiting for an end credit scene. We get one. Somebody had takeout. Wait for it. Nice kitchen. All right, cool. All right. The graphics do look incredible. They do. And again, they've been showing us assets from the games, the new terrain engine, all that kind of stuff. But I was not going to be impressed with them constantly showing pieces from the game. I wanted to see a game mechanic or someone just showing like a second of gameplay or something like that, you know? I think my ultra-wide screen and that nav ball is fine, but maybe have an adjustable one. Yeah, because I still play in 1080. So, all right. So now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So I'm over here on Steam. They have a roadmap, and I was looking because of all these incredible things we're seeing. I was wondering what they were going to say about system requirements, and so that says coming soon. Roadmap. Can we click on? Okay, so early access will get improved user experience, explore revamped Kerbal system with new parts, and all new tutorials on board. All right, cool. Then later on we get science. Ah, okay. That I don't even play. No, I'm still at 1080p. Colonies. So they have a roadmap. No actual dates in here. So Interstellar. Explore Beyond, I guess, and then multiplayer is last, and then something else. Okay. So what do they say here? Major upgrades during early access. Get a front row seat of major new systems come online, including the addition of new star systems, interstellar travel technology, colonies, multiplayer, and more. Become part of the development process. Sure. Improved onboarding. That's a weird way of saying that.
Bean.
Bean. Jurla, thank you for the 56 months. Appreciate that. We'll create a whole new generation of spaceflight experts who will find themselves accidentally learning the fundamentals of rocket science. New animated tutorials, improved UI, fully revamped assembly and flight interfaces. So they're talking about the editors. All right. Customizable parts. We saw that. Players will be delighted in the challenge of a new generation of engines, parts, fuels. Ziggy, I don't know how to say that. Ziggy, thanks for that follow. Overhauled vehicle assembly interface includes part sorting, which you can do already, and a blueprint view. So is that the new sub-assembly? Interesting. Rich new environments. Unprecedented detail, variety of realism. So clouds, atmospheric, scattering. Scatterer was so pretty, but man, was such a beast. New terrain system, new tools, optimize your exploration universe. All right. All right. Well, cool. And that comes February, what, 24th? 24th. All right, cool. All right, well, very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm happy that they released something and that they're going to release the game.